All right. It looks like we're all back in again. I hope you had some great breakout conversations, talking about new business, things that are changing, how to help each other out. I know we got some good information as well. So I'd like to introduce Bill McCall from, he's managing partner of Silvia McColl Wealth Management. Bill McCall went to Patrick Henry High School. He studied economics at Claremont McKenna College. He studied finance at the Thunderbird School of Global Management. He's lived in San Diego. He's from San Diego. And those of you that know Bill real well, he tackles things quite intensely, and that's because he's an avid rugby player. So on the senior league, I've seen that in action. Great job, Bill. Without further ado, here's Bill McCall.
Thank you very much, Vicki. All right, Brandon, Sylvia, does that look okay?
Looks great, Bill. As good as your new haircut.
Okay, wanted to make sure I started off on the right screen. Thank you very much. So we believe in a life well managed. This is a slogan that Emily Rex and her team at Departure came up with us. And I was kind of humbled looking at this and using this for our company name and thinking about all the things that can go wrong in life, kids and accidents and finances and even death. And but we want to help our clients manage their lives, and finances are a huge part of that. We're fortified with decades of experience and resources and wisdom for our firm, Silvia McColl, to soundly help our families manage their lives better. But let me not get too far ahead. With the history of our company, I always want to start with my rock, John McCall. I followed my father into the business. I have a great photo of him in a suit and a tie, but this photo, you just can't do better than this. This is 1951, Pomona College, a small college All-American Pomona College quarterback playing against the Occidental Tigers. They beat USC that year. My father was a pre-med graduate from Pomona, went to Korea, served in a MASH unit, and when he came back after some soul searching, he realized he really didn't love medicine. And so he enrolled at Stanford and got his MBA, and he came out and he had two job choices: $400 a month working at Convair, which is now General Dynamics here in town, or $225 working for a stock brokerage firm, William R. Stotts. And he made the right decision. He was a branch manager later in his career. He had 7 or 8 salesmen and managed them and was a producing stockbroker. And they came to him and said, McCall, you got to go one way or the other. You got to be a full-time manager or a full-time salesperson. And he left management behind, and that left a great opportunity for me to join my father in 1989. We had 7 great years. And then Dad said, I want to get out. I'm turning into a grumpy old man with all this compliance and this big firm way of running everything. And, when I was a manager, we kept ourselves safe by hiring quality, ethical people. And now it's a different game. And I'm tired of these 26-year-old lawyers telling me how to do everything. And I said, Dad, don't. It's so good. And he said, nope, I'm out. And he left. And I the biblical verse I give my father is, a good name is worth more than silver or gold. I followed his path. We were at Kidder Peabody, which was bought by Payne Weber, which was bought by UBS. And I migrated over to Morgan Stanley. I kind of liked the big firm, walking down the halls, seeing everyone, hello, hello, hello. It was fun, except I too became weary. My father opened a lot of accounts. I did the same thing. We had too many clients, helping too many people, and not being able to move quickly enough. And it was tough, and I was tired, and I thought I might share my father's fate. And then a friend of mine from college introduced me to Brandon here, and I'm so glad he did. It really changed my life. Hailing from Haley, Idaho, I describe Brandon as a guy that's attracted to San Diego. He came originally as a teenager and with his Young Life group going down to Mexico to build some homes. He put an application to the University of San Diego. The application was lost. He got recruited to play football for Capital University in Ohio. When he found out that his application was lost, he reapplied to University of San Diego and came out and spent his sophomore, junior, senior years there and graduated. His first job offer came from a billionaire in Chicago. He left for that, went to Tennessee in another line of work, came back to San Diego and worked in technology, got promoted to Denver, and that's when I met him. He had a great career path and wanted to come back to San Diego and get into this crazy business. And so we hired him. And he did a great job. And one day I said to him, I said, Brandon, we don't have to stay here forever. And man, he ran with that. And we spent a year researching different partnerships and firms and where to go. And we took the toughest way, and that was to create our own firm, our own registered investment advisory. And here, with a good partner, good investments and software and good partners and expertise, we utilize Charles Schwab to take custody of our clients' assets. We've established a $500,000 minimum per household. We're proud that we have our own culture. We have a mantra of simplicity, flexibility, being client-centric. And flexibility is not only for our clients, but it's for us. And it was for us to be able to build a firm that we could run anywhere around the world. And Brandon's in South Carolina today, no problem at all. But we're also always constantly asking ourselves, why? Why do we come to work? What are we doing besides making a buck? And that's, I think, what's been the best part of our firm is saying that to us. The big part is not only serving our clients on the financial front, but it's to pass on our wisdom. And we do that in a number of different ways. I love wisdom. Wisdom you can learn from others. You can learn it from the Bible. You can learn it from the School of Hard Knocks. Here's a page from our website that we're now creating. And we like putting it up there from Solomon: divide your lot unto 7, even 8, for you never know what will happen in this world. We could use a quote from Harry Markowitz, Nobel Prize winning economist, the father of modern portfolio theory. But we like Solomon. And we like saying, steady plodding brings prosperity. And we like telling our clients that the debt is the slave to the lender. And none of these, I don't think are hard rock, quotes you need to use every day in and out in your life. When you started your business, you certainly didn't diversify. You put it all into everything and said, go, go, go. And so sometimes we're the gatekeeper for a family. And a conservative parent might say, Johnny wants to start his own business. And sometimes we're the guys that say, yeah, let him do it. So we're pleased with that. And then the wisdom, sometimes when you got 32 years in the business, you got something original to say yourself. And this is my quote: "It's hard to beat the market. It's easy to beat the tax man." We read a number of tax journals down here. We do not give financial advice, but we help coordinate. We introduce ideas, and we want to work with CPAs and get everyone on the same page and get a blessing before we move forward. Taxes right now that are under scrutiny, right now are capital gains tax rates, our ordinary income tax rates, our estate tax rates, and the lowering of estate tax exemptions, and also perhaps the elimination of the step up in basis at death. And a lot of people say, hey, I don't think they're going to take that away. And I remind them that even Trump said, hey, we can give up the step up basis, maybe eliminate the estate tax. So it's in dialogue. And talking especially about taxes, something that you can all take away with you today, here's an idea, is using Roth IRAs for the younger generation. The secret of building wealth is time and compounding and taxes. And if you can start a young kid in a Roth, that's the way to go. We are pioneers in Roth IRA strategies. We were, I think, probably some of the first to use the segregated Roth conversion strategy, which is no longer with us. We're actively pushing backdoor Roth IRAs. But here is the mind blower. $18-year-old makes $6,000 during the summer. Does he have $6,000? No, it's spent. But you might have $6,000. So to fund a Roth, you need earned income. You might fund that kid a Roth. You can watch it, make sure the money doesn't leave the account. You can give that kid help give that kid an education in compounding and diversifying and investing. And for 50 years, $6,000 is $300,000. Hopefully you don't have to put in all 300,000, but if you can start something in the beginning and they can carry through, they can be a rich kid. This assumes a 9% growth inside a Roth IRA. If you pay tax and end up with a 7%, you get half of that. There's some crude assumptions here we've done, but this is the illustration of what can happen when you start early. But here, your kid is only 68 years old, and you still need to be a long-term investor. And if he's 68 years old, between them and their spouse, probably in medical advances, probably one of them's going to make it to 98. And then beyond that, a Roth IRA can be deferred another 10 years amongst the heirs of that account. And so that's an additional 40 years. So what would happen if you contributed the $300,000 for 50 years, let it compound, and then just let it compound another 40 without adding anything into it? $167 million. All right, so it may not be a Roth IRA every year. When you're in high income years, maybe you're doing a traditional IRA. But then again, it's just illustrating the power of compounding. Notice the difference between the 7% return and the 9%. Instead of being about half, it's about a quarter. It doesn't look like there'd be that much difference between 7 and 9. But that's the power of having your money grow tax-free. Now, the program gets real exciting. I'm going to turn it over to Brandon, who's going to show you what a financial plan might look like, but very, very quickly. Go, Brandon.
All right. Thanks, Bill. I just wanted to reiterate, when we left Morgan Stanley and we said, why are we doing this? It was to control the cost of investments for our clients to create a better client experience, and to build a culture that we're proud of, that people love to come work for. All of you are business owners. You know how important culture is. And that for us was a big, big motivation. So when we engage with clients, we want to give them a disciplined wealth management process that gives them confidence and clarity over their financial future. The biggest fail we see with people that come to our office is they don't have a financial plan. People say, oh, I got an advisor. But I bet if we took a poll right now and I asked everybody, are you currently invested for income or growth? Less than half of you would actually know how you're invested. Half of you would know your strategy or even have a financial plan. So when we left Morgan, we said, let's do this different. We invested heavily in our technology, and we wanted to make it as easy as possible for our clients. So when we engage with clients, first we want to meet with you in person or via video conference to understand, why are you seeking a certified financial planner? What do you value, and is there a good fit? Although we love helping, mentoring, coaching everyone, a lot of clients aren't a good fit for us. And Bill and I, we've actually made a pledge that we're only taking on 5 new clients a year. And we do this because we just want to keep our service top notch for all of our clients. So if there is a good fit, at that point, we gather extensive financial data and we plug it into our program. And you're kind of seeing one page from it. This is a 40-page financial plan, a little extensive. 10 of it's probably disclosures, that get tossed out. This plan is the Millers. And when we engage with clients and we decide there's a good fit, they get access to their own Life Well Managed portal. They could log in at any time and see exactly how they're doing. All of their accounts plug in here, their mortgage, their education accounts. You can go as far as plugging in your credit cards. All of these independent variables produce one important number, and that's your probability of success score. And the probability of success score is the likelihood that you will or will not achieve your financial objectives. In this current scenario, the Millers, 55% probability of success that they're going to achieve their goals, that they're going to be able to retire when they want to, that they're going to be able to have the lifestyle in retirement that they want to, and that they're going to be able to pay for Lucas and Mary Beth's college. This is a simple plan, simple goals with the family. These things get very, very extensive, especially when tax and estate planning comes into play. So 55% probability of success. It doesn't look that strong. It's not a strong position for the Millers. So that's where Bill and I come in and said, Bill, now we got to really do our work. How do we get this in the green? With here, we said, well, what if one of them had a part-time consulting gig in retirement? What if instead of spending $135,000 a year in retirement, what if we lowered that to $110,000? Just looking at these different factors, we increased this probability of success score to 87%. Now, sometimes this is just a finger in the wind, but what this does is it achieves confidence and it achieves clarity, and it allows us to sit down and really dive into what are our clients' goals? What do they look like? And what are the finances going to have to look like for that? So most clients we take on, we manage assets. We charge a percentage of assets under management. Starts at 1% and goes lower with the more assets they have with us. Every once in a while, we get a one-off client who doesn't meet our minimum threshold, but says, I really need some help. I need a financial plan. Our financial plans, we do a 1-year engagement. They start at $5,000 and go up depending on complexity. This is one page of it. And with that, Bill, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Thank you. Brandon, is this the correct screen?
You're in present mode, so I can see your notes.
Mhm. Does this one look better?
Yeah, just the presentation button. You got it.
All right, very good. All right, thanks. Hey, I forgot to mention, we've got a terrific sales assistant down here, Zazil Gonzalez, and she arrives 2 mornings a week just with the biggest smile on her face and says, man, what are we doing today? And she works another day at home, and she has the flexibility of raising her kids, and it just makes a real compliment to our team. And so I did want to acknowledge her, and we'll bring her in when we have a live session. So part of our why, what can we do for the next generation? And for years we had employed interns at Morgan Stanley, and we're unable to do that now. But we still wanted to educate younger investors, and so we have a mentorship program, and we've committed to be mentoring 5 young investors at any time. Some of them are grandkids of clients, others are not. And we have a semi-formal curriculum that we run them through. Some of these kids are interested in individual securities. We walk with that. Some of them kind of more broader picture, would rather use funds. We can adjust, we're flexible. We teach them about paying yourself first. And tax avoidance and asset protection and these other attributes, and we're just thrilled to do this. When we have a 6th kid come on, we'll kick one out, and they've graduated, and we'll start with a new kid. And so if you've got someone, we're not looking to babysit anyone, but if you've got a young person that has a keen interest in learning about investing, we'd be more than happy to take a look at them and see if they might be good for our program here.
Bill, what age are you talking about?
So we're usually, the age we see is senior in high school through college. But we're just trying to make impact on someone's life. And one kid said, we gave him Rich Dad, Poor Dad to read. And he said, man, this is scary. And I'm going to take the step in this direction. This is how I want to live my life. And it was just like a fantastic, like, whoa, we connected with him. And so we'll have his quote up on the new website. Thanks, Duncan. So the other thing that has inspired us is working with families. And this idea of making a wealth belief statement came to us when we speak to children of clients that have passed on. We always said, this is how Dad would have done it. And the Heinemann children from Pat Heineman's kids are my clients. And we're always talking about, oh, Pat, wow, he would have loved this and that. And I heard a story, an inspirational story of Holocaust survivors, leaving World War II with nothing. They didn't have anything to pass down to their kids except their story and their values and their faith. And they went back to their little village and secured a big rock and put it in the town square, and they carved in there exactly what they believed, exactly what the legacy that they wanted to leave their children without any money. And so we all know kids who've been destroyed by wealth. And so we thought, one thing that we could do is we could continue your legacy, by talking about it. So family's important. Wisdom, values, history are not always passed on. We want our clients to memorialize their beliefs. We have a template for them to do that. And that wealth belief statement will be preserved at Silvia McColl. And we have one family where we've engaged 5 generations. And our active client is the third, and her grandchildren are 15 and 17. And it really contributes to our well-being and satisfaction of being in this business. We really want it to be more than just a wealth management business, and to be able to help a little bit more and help deliver this life well managed to our clients and make it fun and make our clients part of our family. That does it. I'd take a question or two